Hey guys, I'm Akash and welcome to Pabbly. So the topic for today's video is enroll new WordPress user to Teachable course automatically. Now suppose guys you are an online educator who have created some kind of course in Teachable and you have also built a WordPress website for your digital presence and you want whenever a new user register on your WordPress site, you want to enroll that very same user into your Teachable course. For example, you have created a free demo course for all the users. Now, the manual process of enrolling your WordPress users, new WordPress user into Teachable is very much repetitive and time consuming. You have to every time manually get the details of new user from WordPress and enroll them to your Teachable course. So to solve this problem, I came up with an awesome automation by which whenever a new user will register on our WordPress site, automatically the very same user will get enrolled into a Teachable course as well. Interesting, right? Now you must be thinking how we are going to do this. So to make this happen, we will be using Pabbly Connect, which is an automation and integration software. Now what is the actual step-by-step guide to set up this automation and how you can create this automation by yourself? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on the Pabbly Connect dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you just have to go to your browser and search for Pabbly, pabbly.com/connect. And after reaching to the landing page of Pabbly Connect, by clicking on sign up free, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. Or if you already have an account, just click on sign in. So after reaching to the dashboard, you just have to click on create workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I'll name this workflow as WordPress to Teachable and click on create. Now we can see that our workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is trigger window, second one is action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. So the idea here is first we have to get the details, the data of new users who are entering or logging in or registering in our WordPress site inside Pabbly Connect. And after that, we will send the details of that new users to Teachable to enroll them into our Teachable course. So here in trigger window, in choose app, first search for WordPress. WordPress it is. And after that, in trigger event, we have to select user registered. After selecting our trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now we will use this webhook URL to make the connection between WordPress and Pabbly Connect. So how we are going to make the connection, you can refer to the help text given below. So to make the connection, first copy the webhook URL from here and then go back to your WordPress dashboard, scroll down and come to settings. But before that guys, we have to install a plugin in our WordPress site. So we'll go to the plugin section and here you have to go to the add new button, just click on this add new and search for WP Webhooks plugin and install that plugin into your WordPress account. After that, we'll go to the install plugin section. Let me show you. So at this install plugin section, we will search for WP Webhooks. And you can see that this plugin is already installed in my WordPress site. So you can also install this plugin into your WordPress site, and after installing it, we'll go to settings and hover on that, and on the right side we can see several options over here. Out of all these options, we will click on this WP Webhooks. Now after clicking on WP Webhooks, we have to just click on this send data button. Now at this page, we have to add the webhook URL. So on the left side, we can see there are lots and lots of events over here. So out of all these events, we will select event as user created because we want to get the details or the data of new user created in our WordPress site inside Pabbly Connect. After that, just click on this add webhook URL button on top and then paste the webhook URL over here. Paste the webhook URL which Pabbly Connect gave us over here and give this webhook a name. For example, I'll name my webhook as WordPress to Teachable. WordPress to Teachable. And after naming your webhook URL, click on add for create_user. So guys, our webhook URL is successfully placed inside our WordPress site. Now we have successfully made the connection between our WordPress account and Pabbly Connect. After that, we have to create a new user into our WordPress site. For that, let's switch to the incognito tab. So here in incognito tab, I have opened the registration page of my WordPress site. And at this very page, either the user, if they have already registered, they can log into my WordPress site, or by entering their email address and register, they can register. So we will enter the email address of a user, a dummy user, and register that person into a WordPress site. For example, this is the email address of a dummy user, parker289@gmail.com. So after setting up this automation, this very same email address, the user with this very same email address will be automatically enrolled to the course in our Teachable account. So we have entered the email address, just click on register. Yes guys, now we can see that this very same user is now successfully registered into a WordPress account. Now as and when a new user get registered in our WordPress account, because you have connected WordPress with Pabbly Connect, the details of that very same registration will be captured inside Pabbly Connect as well. So we will minimize this tab and go back to our Pabbly Connect workflow. And yes guys, here in this workflow in trigger window, we have received a response over here. And in this response, we can see the details of that new registration into our WordPress site can be seen over here. So data user email ID. In front of this label, in front of this response, we have received the email address of the user who has just now registered in my WordPress site. So step 1 of creating this automation is successfully completed. We have successfully received the details or the data of new registration in our WordPress site inside Pabbly Connect. Now let's move to the step 2. In step 2, we will send this very same details, very same data to Teachable to enroll this very same new registered user into a Teachable course. For that, we will scroll down and come to our action window. And here in Choose App, we will search for Teachable. Teachable it is. Now after that, here in Action Event, we have to select Enroll User in Course and click on Connect. Select Add New Connection. So now basically we have to connect our Teachable account with Pabbly Connect. And to make the connection, first we have to enter the email address and password. Basically the login credentials of your Teachable account over here. And after that, we have to enter the subdomain. So I guess you must be having the login credentials of your own Teachable account. And to get the subdomain, you just have to go to the dashboard of your Teachable account, sign in, and after that in the URL section, you can see that after slash and before .teachable, you can see the subdomain of your Teachable account. So this is the subdomain of my Teachable account. So just copy this subdomain from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And after entering the email address and password of your Teachable account, just click on save and your Teachable account will be get connected with Pabbly Connect. I have already made the connection, so I will click on select existing connection and click on save. So now we can see that our Teachable account is successfully connected with Pabbly Connect. After making the connection, we will scroll down and here it is asking us for the course. And the drop down below, we can see that the list of all the courses which we have created in our Teachable account can be seen over here. So guys, here Teachable is asking that in which course we want to enroll this user. So I want to enroll this user in the 7-day pre-Airbooks demo, for example. So I will select the course. In whatever course you want to enroll this user, the WordPress user who is registering on a WordPress account, you just have to select that course. After selecting the course, here we have to enter the email address of the user of the student to whom we want to enroll. So just now we have received the response of the user who has just now registered on our WordPress site. And in that response, we have received the email address. So basically on my WordPress site registration page, I was just asking them their email address. So that's why I have received the email address over here. If you are asking some more details like their name, email, phone number and other details, you will also get that very same details, very same response inside Pabbly Connect. So I was just asking the email address from the user and I have received it as well. So we have to basically map this very same email address of the newly registered WordPress user over here in this email address field in Teachable action window. Now to do so, the process of mapping is very simple. You just have to simply click on this field and in the drop down below, you can see all the responses which we have received from WordPress in our trigger window can be seen over here. And out of all these responses, select the response for email address and map it. Now we can see that the email address of the WordPress user is mapped over here. After mapping the email address, it is asking us for the name and password. So the field of name and password are not mandatory, not required. So we can ignore these fields for now. If you have received the name of the person who is registered to your WordPress site in your response, you can also map the name over here. So after mapping the email address and ignoring these two fields, we just have to click on Save and Send Test Request. So after clicking on Save and Send Test Request, we have received a response over here. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the user with this email address is now successfully enrolled to this course in our Teachable account. So let's just check it. We will go back to our Teachable account, and from the dashboard, we will go to the courses section and select the course in which we have selected in Pabbly Connect. So 7 days free aerobic demo. We have selected this course. So just go to the course, go to student section. And yes guys, you can see it parkerdevin289@gmail.com. The very same user who has just now registered to our WordPress site is now automatically enrolled to the course in our Teachable account. We can see this person is enrolled just a minute ago, which means the automation which we have created in this video is working successfully. We have successfully created this automation between WordPress and Teachable using Pabbly Connect, that whenever a new user gets registered in our WordPress site, the very same user is automatically get enrolled in our Teachable course as well. So after creating this automation, we just have to test this automation once. For that, we'll go back to Incognito tab and log out from this user's account. And this time we will enter or register with a new email address of a new dummy account, a dummy user. So we'll click here on the login page. And for example, Michael Karas 481. This is the email address of another dummy user. We will register using on our WordPress site using this email address. And we will see that automatically, instantly, this very same user, this very same email address will also get enrolled in our Teachable course. So just click on register. Okay, so Michael Karas 481, a user with this email address is now successfully registered to my WordPress site. And we can see that automatically in real time, this very same user will also get enrolled into a Teachable course. So we will just refresh the student page at our Teachable account. And yes guys, you can see that Michael Karas 481 is automatically enrolled in our Teachable course as well, which means the automation which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine. So let's just understand in brief that what are the steps we followed to set up this amazing automation. So at the very first step, we have created a workflow inside Pabbly Connect, where in trigger window, we have selected WordPress and the trigger event was user registered. Then using a webhook URL and WP Webhooks plugin in our WordPress site, we have connected WordPress with Pabbly Connect. And after making the connection, we have registered a dummy user in our WordPress site so that the details or the data of new registration on our WordPress account can be captured inside Pabbly Connect. And after capturing the response, we have sent the very same response to Teachable so that whenever our user gets enrolled into a WordPress site, the very same user can get enrolled into a course inside our Teachable account as well. That too automatically and instantly. So not just these applications guys, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing. You will find the clone link of this very same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone this very same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free.
If you need any kind of help or have any queries, you can ask them on forum.pabbly.com and you can check Pabbly Connect's pricing at this link. So if this video was helpful to you, you can like this video, don't forget to share it with others, and to keep getting such content on automation and integration, you can subscribe to Pabbly. Thank you, have a nice day.